All right, good morning. So, what we're going to learn about today is let's fix my computer there. What we're going to learn about today is homeowners insurance. Okay, so why would you need to insure your home? There's a lot of reasons for that. One thing could be if there's fires, if there's floods, if there's burglary. There's a bunch of different things that could happen that you could end up losing for your house, so you have to have it insured. So when you're a homeowner, you also buy homeowners insurance to provide financial protection against various losses. Basic coverage includes um, there are four kinds of coverage that you're going to have for when you buy insurance. Okay, property damage is one, personal liability is two, medical coverage is three, and then loss of use coverage is four. So I'll read what each one of these is. Property damage coverage pays for damage to the home, personal property such as computers, furniture, clothing, fire, windstorm, rain, lightning, and so on may cause damage. The homeowner must purchase special coverage for damages caused by flooding. So flooding is not always covered in insurance. So like when they had the flood in Bismarck a couple years ago, if you hadn't bought flood insurance, your house wasn't insured. So yeah, that's a special insurance that you'll have to purchase if you're by like a river or something like that. That'd probably be a good idea to pay for that flood insurance. The second type is personal liability coverage. It protects you as a homeowner if someone alleges that you are negligent, causing him or her bodily injury to the property damage. For example, if a neighbor falls off of the deck of your house and breaks a leg, personal liability will protect you from financial losses. So if something on your property hurts or damages, like maybe if your tree tipped over and hit the neighbor's house, you're protected. Um, Personal liability coverage. Medical coverage pays for medical expenses for non-family members accidentally injured on your property. Um, it does not matter who is at fault. And the last one is the loss of use coverage, and that pays for the expenses for living away from home while your damaged home is being repaired. So, like if your house caught on fire and you can't live in it, and you need to move into a hotel or something for maybe a month, or maybe you got to move somewhere else for a little bit, the loss of use coverage will pay for you to be able to do that. So to recover full payment for any loss up to the amount of the policy, you must insure your home at least 80%. So 80% of your home must be insured of its replacement value. So the replacement value is the amount required to reconstruct your home if it is destroyed. To calculate the minimum amount of coverage, we're going to use now in your book. Can you guys, see that? There are those charts. Okay. And I'll write the charts up here so you can see them. But there's coverage here. So we got coverage, we got garage, we got loss of use, and then we got personal property. Okay, now percent covered. So we got 10% is the garage, 20% loss of use, 50% personal property. And if you notice, that adds up to 80%, which would be enough coverage. So how you get this formula is, I'll go in red here, the amount of coverage. So AMT, amount of coverage, equals I should have gave you the other formula. Amount of coverage of on home, we'll go on home here. That will equal the replacement value replacement value times insured percent. Okay, and then the second formula, we'll put in a different color here. Amount of coverage altogether. So amount of coverage altogether is the amount of coverage on your home right here times percent covered. Okay, so it's this thing here, amount of coverage on home. It's squiggling, but it's all this. Whatever you get when you do this formula, that goes here, and then you take it times one of these three percentages. So let's do an example. So I'm on example 1 in your book. It says Joy and Ron Amato estimate the replacement value of their home is $194,000. So we're going to write that number down. So their home's value is $194,000. Okay. They have insured the home at 80%. So insured at 80% coverage. According to the preceding guidelines, this chart that I gave you right here, what is the coverage on the Amadeo's personal property? So what I do first, all I do on these is I grab my calculator here and I go 194,000 times 0.0 or 0.80. So this times 80%, 0.80. And my number is, so you multiply these two guys together and you get $155,200. That is my amount of coverage from home right here. I then am going to take that number and I'm going to move it down here. So now I'll take this number, I'll move it down here, times the percent covered. So now what the book is going to ask me for here is they're going to ask me, hey, how much is it going to cost me to insure my garage? And then they'll say how much. So they'll do each part. So what you'll do then is I'm going to take this number, and if I want to find the garage, I take this number times the 10%. So times 0.1, and you get 15,000. So 15,000. So if I did the garage, it would be 15,520. Okay, let's do the percent on personal property. Okay, so I have the same number here. I'm going to take that times 0.50, and I'm going to get, so how much personal property does that cover? I could have $77,600 of personal property that would be covered by the insurance. Okay. And then let's do the loss of use. So that, again, this number times 20%. Okay. So $31,040. So if I have $194,000 house, okay, and I insure it at 80%, so I'm going to cover 80% of my insured of my house. That would leave me with $155,200. That would be insured, and okay, and then what I am then going to do is I would take that number times 10%, times 20%, times 50%. You get these three numbers. These numbers are how much your insurance would give you or cover. So I could lose $77,600 worth of property, and I would still be good to go in my being able to have that covered. So they'll pay me up to $77,600 to gain back my personal property that I lost. Okay. If I had a garage, they'd give me up to $15,000. Okay. let's do one more example here, and you guys are ready to rock, I think. So let's say my house is worth $350,000. So $350,000 house. It's insured at 80%. Okay, first off, figure out how much my amount of coverage for my home is. Okay, so I would go 350,000 times 0.80. So my house is covered at, multiply those together, and you get $280,000 worth of coverage. So that's how much coverage or money they would be end up paying me potentially. Okay, so now here's a trick here for the garage. If we do 10%, all I do, now you can look at it and see what happens here. All I do is I move my decimal place 1 to the left, or I take off a 0. So pretty much, if you take away a 0 here, it would be 28 with now 3 zeros, 28,000. Okay, that's the shortcut for the garage if you want to do that. But if not, just take this number times 0.10 and you get how much coverage. So if we have a fire or something, the insurance will give me 28,000 for my garage. Okay, and then now the shortcut here is if this is 10%, this is 20, you could take that times 2. But if not, just take your calculator. And we're going to we're going to times by 0.2. Oh, maybe I did that wrong. Hold up. So I got 280,000 times 0.10. Okay. 280,000 times 0.20. Wow. Why is my number off here? 280,000 times 0.10. 280,000 times 0.20. There we go. I must have forgot a 0. Okay, my calculator was saying 5,000, and I was like, that's not right because it's 20% of this is double what that is. So it should be $56,000 would be the loss of use. So if you had to go to a hotel maybe for a month, they'll pay you $56,000, and however long that takes you to use your hotel bills or whatever, you can use that. Okay, personal property 50%, so 280,000 times 0.50, and you get 140,000. Okay, and that is how you find the garage, the loss. And now if I had personal property, maybe computers, couches, refrigerators, all sorts of things like that, they'd give me $140,000 or up to that amount, whatever I need covered. So that right there is how you find your homeowner's insurance, and what they would cover with your policies, homeowner's insurance. So good luck to you guys. There is an assignment on tomorrow's, I think, lesson plan that you guys can do ahead of time if you would wish. If not, wait till tomorrow and start it then. All right, later. Have a good day.